Okay.
Good morning, everybody. How you guys doing? Had a little bit of a quick start there. I'm still setting up my screen layouts. I think I'm in frame. Am I in frame? Yeah, y'all can see me all right. Yeah. Good morning, Trail Dust, Dog Bones, Blues, Mr. Parsons, Mr. Lalonde. How you guys doing? Oh my God, it's 10 o'clock. Nothing's happening. I'm freaking out. I know, right? You know? Today we have me. Hi, how y'all doing? It's me and Selberg in the
Hey,
chat,
hey, hey.
and
Morning,
we
y'all.
and we also have Mr. Trail Dust, who does have his mic working. If he would like to say hi, just for shiggles of it, he's gonna leave. um, Putting him on the spot there. What's up, Mr. Orchard? Um, but yeah,
Okay, then. Hi.
yeah. Um, I want to go into while people are kind of filtering in. Uh, wow, only 50% of you have smooshed that like button. I mean, it says it right on the screen over here, right on the screen. You know.
Ah,
Hey, Robert. So how was your week, Sully?
oh, well, yeah, I just got back from moving a rig in Oklahoma. That was a little bit different.
How was it?
It was okay.
But
Right?
right. Oh, I can't wait till yeah. But
Yeah, I know, right?
hey,
But
Curtis. But other than just having an okay time in Oklahoma, how was your week?
okay, well, I'll go ahead and get into this one right quick. So, we have when we stay out of town or whatever, we have what do you call it? A third party that does our hotel booking or whatever, and they're because our boss doesn't have time to call 15 freaking hotels. Oh no, we're booked up. I call the next one. Oh no, we're booked up. So they got a third party that does that, and of course, they tack on a little bit for their commission or what have you. And well, they always just find us the cheapest rooms they can find, right? So we're in Elk City, Oklahoma, and they put us in a hotel, which we don't know how it is till we get there, and we all check in, and everybody else is just like, yeah, we're going to Fred's, which I don't know if that's a bar or a restaurant or whatever, because I didn't go.
Or
I
just
got a
some
six
dude?
pack. Yeah, I got a 6 pack of beer at the Loves, and I was like, I'm good. And so I went upstairs to check out my room, and I mean, like I walked in and I'm like, sniff sniff, and I'm like, okay, this is not cool. It had a particular aroma that I don't really know how to describe other than it smells like somebody died in there.
Oh,
Um, yeah, and like they didn't change the carpet. And so I was like, well, maybe it'll go away. And so like turned the air conditioner on and then pulled back the bed sheet and there were insect um, carcasses, so I say little ones, on the sheets. And I'm like, and these aren't bed bugs, mind you. Bed bugs you can't see, but these are mm, maybe a quarter the size of a fly. I couldn't tell what they were. They were brown. And I was like, no, just no. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. And my cousin, he's like, yeah, I'm going across the street. I'm getting a room over there. And so he went across the street and got a room. And I had left my phone in the boss's pickup. So I couldn't get a room. I couldn't call anybody. I was stuck. So I went downstairs and I sat out front of the hotel for an hour and a half waiting on everybody else to get back and drinking my beer and whatnot. And then they all drove up at the same time. And I was like, hey, did y'all go check out your room? And they're like, no. And I told them about mine, and we all we all just got the pickup, went across the street, and bought our own rooms across the street.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the next night they moved us to a different hotel. But I mean, oh, it was. I mean, and I had went I because I kept the hotel room that there at the. I'll just go ahead and say it. It was the Super 8. Um, the microwave was sitting on the floor. There was no refrigerator, and it's like there was one little desk with the TV on it, microwave on the floor, no refrigerator, two beds, and I mean it was just like no chairs, no, I mean like nothing. And I was like one light in the room, and I'm just like, yeah, no, yeah. So yeah, we didn't,
It was a
we
hanging
didn't.
light from the ceiling, just like wires sticking out with a bulb glued to it.
Yeah, with one of them yellow cages around it, Oh,
Wow.
yeah, that was
Wow.
I had not seen a room that undesirable since the Motel 6 in Casper, Wyoming. And I told Jimmy, I was like, I will sleep in the back of your pickup before I'll sleep in that room.
Wow. What up, Keith,
Uh,
Dana, Mr. Pekka?
so
Uh,
yeah, that was interesting to say the least.
I'll bet. Holy cow. That's disgusting. What's up, Jude? Uh, North Country Forge. What up, Steve?
Uh,
Mr. Donut, how do?
what's going
Um,
on, Steve?
yeah,
James?
that's a that's a wild one, man. Um, I hope that once you moved hotels, everything was a little bit better.
Oh yeah, it was great. Yeah, I went across the street and got rooms for a decent price, and yeah, I slept like a baby.
What, waking up every 30 minutes crying?
Yeah.
But uh,
uh, I
uh,
can't wait so you don't have to say that.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
um, yeah, me, man, where to begin, man? This,
yeah, I heard you had a hell of a week.
well, it's making sure to prep up because my day job's about to get slammed, and I can't go into too much of the behind the scenes detail live, um, for privacy reasons. Uh, but yeah, but yeah, so debating on what to say. Um, I will just say this: we had and I'm kind of looking forward to it because I mean I love working. Contrary to a lot of people's beliefs, I'm not as lazy as people think. Um, but yeah, so business. We were building up the business, and then um, it was taking a bit to line everything up, and then things changed, and I basically essentially got a promotion, a really good promotion, and now things have changed, and I keep my promotion, of course, but it's we're probably gonna have to hire a helper because we're lined up with a whole bunch of work, and it will probably be me working, long days and uh, some Saturdays coming up,
Right.
just to keep up. which is fine by me, you know. Yeah. So just a real bit like this week. It's like I finished up the bulk of my 400 amp panel service yesterday. Could not get to it earlier in the week, and I still got a bunch of other random crap to do before inspection. That may or may not be needed. It depends on the inspector, and it also depends on the inspector's mood.
Sure.
What's up, Mick? What's up, Ben Toombs? Yeah, so yeah, it's we've got a long list of pretty big jobs coming up, and I'm looking forward to it. Keeping me active. One of them is going to be a 3-story addition and remodel. They're basically adding another half of the house all the way up and all the way down, and it's like just the preparations for them to start building. Once we get the okay to go in there and start, like, there's some stuff that I've got to move out of their way. Going to be adding a second panel, upgrading the panel from a 200 amp service to a 400 amp service. Just lots of stuff. Yeah, it's going to be big. And then another one, I've got to drop a hot tub circuit off of a 2nd story panel down to the ground floor, and run the path for that. I think it'll be difficult. I got to do a sub panel. Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of but fun stuff.
Yeah.
In the shop, here's some neat stuff. I'm trying to get back out to the shop significantly more than just a few days a week like I have been. The OBX Lizardland, which is about 2 miles that way, it's where I get my lizard food for my girls. I'll go there and kind of chill and talk with them, and they're doing pretty good as a tourist attraction, as a reptile zoo. And they got all sorts of stuff. They got emus, chickens, birds, lizards, tortoises, snakes, reptiles, crocodiles. They got two caiman crocodiles. Oh, they're so cool. But they're building a addition onto their building for a storefront, to sell souvenirs and T-shirts, knickknacks, and etc. And they asked me, it's like, hey, can you forge a bunch of OBX and lizard inspired knickknacks for us? And because they like my rail spike lizards, snakes, and the jellyfish and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I don't know what your expected price margins are and everything. And he goes, we'll figure that out. So potential storefront partnership in the future. So we'll see how that goes.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, hopefully it keeps me busy in the forge. Having a place to sell stuff that's literally across the street from Dollar General where I go all the time, check in and say, hey, how's my stock doing? Need any more? Or, hey, yeah, do we need to adjust the prices? Blah, 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 So that's pretty neat. What's up, Xavier? If you look up creeper in the dictionary, you'll find a picture of Ben Toombs. Or at least the top of his head, because you can only drop the camera frame down so far. So yeah, it's a hookup to sell stuff, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's that I literally just talked with him about it yesterday. This isn't like, this was sprung on me. So for today's show, I'm probably going to be practicing with some, rebar snakes, maybe working on a couple of rail spike lizards, things like that, But yeah, so it'll be it'll be interesting. If I could do a snake bottle opener, that'll be pretty cool. Like a snake bottle opener out of a rail spike. That'll be pretty cool. But I'm sure, if I could figure out a way to do, snake hearts, I don't know. I'll figure some stuff out. Morning, Boar. So yeah, it was pretty interesting development, in my world. But yeah, so I'm reading the chat, and everybody's got a lot of stuff. Everybody's just making fun of Ben. I gave my uncle lots of my garden veggies, and the inspector dropped in and gave her a bag of veggies, and she barely looked at the shop, and everyone was happy. Yeah, I wish you could do that here. They no, inspectors around here can be dicks. Yeah, exactly, Keith. The more connections you have, the more opportunities open up. Absolutely. So that that was kind of my week, and what's coming up for me. Yeah. I don't have a corpse story like Sully does.
Yeah, and
Hey, Boar.
the only reason that I'm familiar with that aroma, back in the day when I was in Tucson, I used to do I used to buy cars at the city auction or whatever, which they had like once a month there, and Tucson's a relatively big city. And oftentimes cars would come in with like bullet holes in the doors and stuff like that. And you open up the door, and then there's like blood on the door. There's blood on the seat, and of course it's sitting there with the uh, windows up and just kind of baking in the sun. And they don't clean those cars up. They just haul, they tow them away and just leave them there. And they had that aroma inside, and it's just like I'd open the door and I'd be like, oh, nope, 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 not bidding on this.
Mm-hmm.
And then not to be morbid, but I could smell the same thing in my sister's apartment last month. So
Yeah.
I'm familiar with the aroma, and I mean, it's like when it hits me, I'm just like, oh, I can't do that. And it is a very unique smell, and I can't. I mean, it's the only. There may be something else that smells just like that. I don't know.
Well,
But
not to be morbid or anything. When I was doing property preservation in Memphis, we'd be opening up sealed up properties all the time, and I did smell that rot, that sweet smell of rot, and nine times out of ten, actually 9 times out of 10, it was like a family of squirrels or a raccoon or something. So it's like yeah, or just a bunch of, it was infested with mice, and the mice started dying, and, or rats or whatever, and it's just, okay, yeah, it smells like, rotting bodies in here, so. What's up, Paul, Ben Toombs, no, Paul Fontanini and Michael Robertson? Ben talks too much. It's like the only person I see. But yeah, so,
shall we dive in the middle of the week for a little bit?
What's that?
So shall we dive in the middle of the week for a little bit?
I believe we can, yeah. I'm kind of excited that Paul Fontanini's here for this, because I know he works with it. I believe he works with this. Hey, Chris Schaefer, how'd do? The medal of the week. The medal of the week is...
Medal of the week.
304L stainless, and I think the L stands for lit, because this is a fire steel. This is some cool stuff. They're doing a lot of stuff with it. A specific company that Sully will bring up in his spiel with it, is doing a lot with it, and it's a really cool steel. So I'm going to let Sully take over for the Metal of the Week description and specs.
All right. I'll just crack right into it. So stainless steel 304 and 304L are also known as stainless steel 1.4301 and 307 respectively. And Type 304 is the most versatile and widely used stainless steel in the world. It is sometimes referred to by its old name of 188, which is derived from the nominal composition of Type 304 being 18% chromium and 8% nickel. Type 304 stainless steel is an austentistic grade that can be severely deep drawn, which means it stretches out really good. And this property has resulted in 304 being the dominant grade used in applications like sinks, saucepans, etc. Type 304L is the low carbon version of 304. It's used in heavy gauge components for improved weldability. Some products such as plate and pipe may be available as dual certified material that meets the criteria for both 304 and 304L, and that is accomplished by manufacturing in a nitrogen environment. And that added nitrogen is what gives the 304L the same toughness, tensile strength as regular 304. 304H is a high carbon content variant, and it's available for use in high temperature applications. Some different applications for 304L is going to be saucepans, springs, screws, nuts, bolts, sinks, splashbacks, architectural panning, tubing, brewery, food, dairy and pharmaceutical production equipment, sanitary ware and troughs. And it is okay, so let me see. The chemical composition, like I said, is between 18 to 20% chromium and between 8 and 11% nickel, and it's got very small amounts of other stuff, just like 2% manganese, and then everything else, the silicon, the phosphorus, that's all. They're all like point, point oh percentage. So it's all that's all just barely there.
Yeah, just filler.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's more like it's just stuff that you can't get out of the steel. It's just in there, and it's really difficult to extract. Let's see. Oh, carbon content. 304, 304H, and 304L all possess the same nominal chromium and nickel content, and thus possess the same corrosion resistance, ease of fabrication, and weldability. The carbon content of 304H is restricted to 0.04 to 0.1, which provides optimal high temperature strength. And the carbon content of 304L is restricted to a maximum of 0.03, which prevents sensitization during welding. Sensitization is the formation of chromium carbides along grain boundaries when a stainless steel is exposed to temperatures in the approximate range of 900 to 1500 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. And that's pretty much the, let me see.
The meat and potatoes of it.
No. I mean, I got more, but I mean,
I
I'm
going through of the specs.
Yeah. I've got different sheets here that I'm going over. And so 304 has excellent corrosion resistance in many environments and when in contact with different corrosive media. Pitting and crevice corrosion can occur in environments containing chlorides, and stress corrosion cracking can occur above 60 degrees Celsius. 304 stainless steel readily work hardens. Fabrication methods involving cold working may require an intermediate annealing stage to alleviate work hardening and avoid tearing or cracking. At the completion of fabrication, a full annealing operation should be employed to reduce internal stresses and optimize corrosion resistance. Hot work. Fabrication methods like forging that involve hot working should occur after uniform heating to 1149 to 1260 degrees Celsius. The fabricated components should be then rapidly cooled to ensure maximum corrosion resistance.
There you go, boy.
So it's basically, to me, that sounds like quenching it helps it keep its
stainless qualities.
Properties.
Yeah, Bohr had just said he hates forging stainless because it becomes less stainless from the heating process, so he doesn't see the point. Well, there is a process to bring it back to give it its stainless qualities. And I had assumed that was like you had to polish it smooth to reduce the surface area. It's the quenching process for this specific steel gives it back its stainless properties. So the way I read that is, quench it and then take like a wire brush to polish it back up. Like if you're doing, say, a dragon, take a wire brush and kind of clean it up, and you'll get that shiny stainless look back, and it will remain. So yeah, like heck yeah. Hey Aaron, hey, let me say hi to a few. Hey Mike, hey Aaron, how you guys doing? Yeah, so this again, I saw somebody. It was Xavier who had brought up forging a knife from stainless, and this what we're talking about today, the 304, is essentially the mild steel of stainless. It's less a knife steel, more of a all-purpose steel.
Right, and here's some interesting stuff
and James
that
Jones, hi. Sorry.
This is what I found fascinating. 304 stainless steel cannot be hardened by heat treatment. Solution treatment or annealing can be done by rapidly cooling after heating to 1010 to 1120 Celsius. Sorry, this is a UK page, so it doesn't have Freedom units available to me. And then it's also very easily welded with fusion welding, friction welding, etc. Let me see. Oh yeah, one more page. Here we go. And applications. 304 stainless steel is used for a variety of household and industrial applications, such as food handling and processing equipment, machinery parts, utensils, exhaust manifolds. 304 stainless steel is also used in the architectural field for exterior accents, such as water and fire features. It is also a common coil material for vaporizers. Early SpaceX starships used SAE 301 stainless steel in their construction before moving over to SAE 304L for the SN7 test tank and the Starship SN8 in 2020. Since then, SpaceX has been developing its own variant with various attributes of 304L. So they are actually manufacturing their own. Well, they're not manufacturing it, but they're having it manufactured to their own specifications. A variant of 304L for Starship and Super Heavy construction.
Yeah, that's the cool part is SpaceX.
Yeah, right. And so so a good place you can find some spare 304L is just drive down there to Boca Chica and get a hold of some of that scrap 304L.
That sweet stainless.
Yeah, because they're building starships and then setting them off to the side. Like, nope, not going to use this one. Not going to use that one. Now, to be fair, though, I mean, I guess they are going to break those down and ship them off to Austin, and they're going to. They're supposed to recycle that stainless into the Cybertrucks, but
yeah. What's up, Drew?
I mean that's some neat shit, and also in my career field, the little stainless steel rings that I have they're BOP gaskets. Those are 304L stainless. So that's typically the stainless that I work, because I can cut that gasket and then straighten it out, and I've got a piece of 5/8 square bar stainless steel, and then hammered into whatever shape I like. That's typically what I make my journeyman spikes out of. And bring them up to a polish. And I I did not know until just now that quenching it off is what makes it retain its corrosion resistance. So I do believe I've only got one journeyman spike that I quenched off and then kind of sanded smooth.
I gotta say real quick,
yeah.
Paul Fontanini just posted again his sculpture, looking to the future, remembering the past, with the stainless steel on it. And I just right now realized that while I did see that this was a face, I did not notice that this below it was also a face. So cool.
I'm waiting for it to load.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's 304 stainless above it, he believes. For the top that he polished. Yeah, I literally just realized that that's two faces, not one.
Yeah. That is neat.
That is real cool. That's, Paul, and I've said this before, that's the kind of sculptural work that I'd like to do, like large scale sculptural, freestanding sculptures, but I'm working towards it. I know that it's a lot more fabrication than blacksmithing, but still, yeah. Sorry. Also, I wanted to take a second and say, hey, Oswan.
Hey.
He popped in the chat with us. I saw him. If I may, fan gush a little bit for a fellow. There's a channel that I follow, and I watch a video from them every single day. MXR Plays, and randomly and reading the comments, I found Oswan as well. He was in there too. So Henry and Jeannie, hell yeah. May you have fun with that Reddit thread or Reddit channel that I sent you to. If that was you, unless there's another Oswan Atoya out there.
There's nobody yet.
Was that you?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I thought it was you. So
Watch him every day.
yeah, every day. So yeah. Just a little small world moment, guys. It's like we all know each other through this through the blacksmithing online community, and it's neat when you're scrolling through comments of one of your favorite YouTubers and you go, I know that person. So just a little neat thing. But yeah, a lot of people were saying in the comments, Sully, about they hate forging stainless because it's tough and hard and moves slow, and I maintain that any steel worked at the proper heat moves like butter. Even titanium moves like butter. Sure, you only get a couple heats on it, or a couple whacks on it before you got to toss it back in. But at the proper heat, it's like putting Play-Doh under the hammer.
Well, in my experience, I'm the same thing. I mean, like, to me, 304L forges about like almost like titanium. Because you bring it out, and once you start getting to a dark orange, it's time to go back in the fire because it stops moving, and so you wind up with 5 to 7 seconds of work time on average. That's kind of what I feel. So 4 or 5 whacks. Whereas titanium, you bring it out white hot, and by the time you start getting into the low yellow, it's time to go back into the fire. And you get titanium. You're lucky if you get three smacks with it. And 304L it's like, I want to say like 5 to 7, and then that's when you can noticeably tell that it's moving slower. And and at that point, just back in the fire real quick. And then it only takes, and you can do it. If you do that, it doesn't take as long to get back up to heat. So,
Mm-hmm. You just got to know when to stop hitting and when, don't waste energy trying to move something that's not going to move. When I work,
because right. You're wasting energy if you continue to work it down to a red, and it just moves less and less and less and less, and then you got to throw it back in the fire, and it's going to take 3 times as long to bring back up to a good temperature.
Yeah.
And I mean, same thing with titanium. I mean, but with titanium, it doesn't gradually, taper off. Titanium goes from moving like butter to nope.
Yeah. I made I forged a titanium leaf during a live stream once. That was hilarious. It took me 2 hours to make a titanium leaf. um, I did a 304 stainless dragon's head, like full on out of a bar of 304 stainless, and that was fun. But yeah, it's like when I work something like that, like I'll usually pull everything closer to the forge so that reduce all the time that I can, outside of the fire, and the hardest part of doing the stainless steel dragon head was the time it took to lock it in the vise. I had to pull the vise right. I think I did it during a live stream too, if I recall. I had to have the vise like right freaking there, and yeah, it was every second you're out of the fire, you're losing time, to heat. What's up, hubcaps? Hubscaps. Sushis and sashimis.
Sushis and sashimis, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, it's I like working with steels that people are typically, oh, that's too hard to forge. I like working with it because it's like it's that wow factor of, oh, you forged that out of stainless, or you forged that out of titanium. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. My favorite property of forging 304L is it doesn't scale.
Yeah.
I mean, it just you get that kind of like grayish color over the top of it, and that's just the color of the metal unpolished. And what you can sit there and be forging it in shorts and barefoot and not have to worry about shit flying off and landing on you. And I really like that, the fact that there's no scale, and I find that to be quite the I don't know what I was going to say with that. A great property, but
Yeah,
that's not what I was going to say, but I'll go with that.
A nice feature.
Yes,
added bonus, so to speak. But yeah, it's
now
yes,
would I ever?
It takes a lot of heat and fuel, absolutely. But I mean, you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. It's like it's stainless when polished up. After you're done with it, looks and stays beautiful. So in my opinion, if you're making a stainless object or forging a stainless object, especially if it's to sell, that's justification of the price. Like, listen, it takes twice as long, twice as much fuel, So that's why when I made those stainless steel wedding bands for a customer, I charged for it. And got what I was asking, and yeah.
Would I ever make a hammer out of it? No.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of steel to heat up, and that's no, I wouldn't try it. I mean, there's no point. It's too soft, anyways. But
see,
I've never punched a hole in stainless though. So I haven't tried that. But
I'd like to try to make a titanium hammer. I know they exist. The only thing is I feel it would be an exercise in futility. Sure, it's lighter and you can swing it faster and everything, but I mean, a lot of the movement in in the forging process is it's a calculation of velocity, speed, mass, and all that stuff. So it's like, sure, you can swing a hammer faster, but if it doesn't have the mass behind it, it's not going to do as much.
Right.
So
yeah, I watched a guy on YouTube make a titanium hammer, and I was like, and I saw it, and I was like, what? Why? And of course, I mean, like, this guy just set up his shop with this massive coal forge and press and power hammer, and just like, made a titanium hammer, and I'm like, well, The problem with that is it's the size of a 4 pound sledge, and it weighs a quarter of a pound, a half a pound. I mean, you've just got no mass to move anything with it. I mean, yes, it looks cool. That's all it does.
Like I said, an exercise in futility as a tool. Hubcap's back from the hospital. ER, pneumonia. Oh joy. Oh man. Hubcap, you stay healthy, man.
No kidding.
And Chris Schaefer says that was Tim D that made the titanium hammer.
Yeah, there you go, Tim D. Yeah.
Where can I go to find the material I need to make a lighter cross-peen hammer? I only have the Harbor Freight POS.
Yeah, there you go, board. Timothy Dick. That's it.
Yeah. That statement, Timothy Dick made one, he seems to like it. If I spent that much time and effort and money to make that tool, a titanium tool, I would find every excuse in the world to enjoy using it. Even if I truly didn't, I'd be like, yeah, this doesn't get much done, but man, it's a beaut to swing. I'd
Right.
find every excuse to not have a complaint.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. I would force myself to like it.
Yeah, oh man. Try Inconel.
But when I think about swinging a titanium hammer, I think about just grabbing my little bitty ball peen and wailing away with it, and I mean, like, it's the same effect,
Yeah. I see. I know they make titanium framing hammers, and it's weird. They still, the one that I saw, a carpenter had it. He's, oh, I love this thing. It's like get it swinging so fast. It's so light. No arm fatigue. I'm like, yeah, but does it swinging a hammer is mass and velocity to get a result. Yeah. So how much mass, you have to swing your arm more to achieve the same result of a regular hammer. I guess it's one of those things that I'd have to try it. Try one of those hammers out to see how it acts before jumping to conclusions.
Right. It's just something that to me, it just doesn't make any sense. I can't figure it out.
I do want to address the question somebody had about Bloob's head. Where can I find the material I need to make a lighter cross peen? The Harbor Freight cross peen is a 3-pound cross peen. You're going to want to look for something in the 1.5 to 2 pound range. You can use pretty effectively Atlantic 33, but you'd have to order that or find somebody that has it. My supply has dwindled, and I have to drive up to get it, and I can't afford the diesel. So, another good option would be 1045 makes good hammers. 4140 axle. What are sucker rods made of? Sucker rods are 1.25 inch.
Sucker rods are generally like S7.
Okay, so yeah, that would make a good hammer. Wouldn't make a bad hammer, but.
Well, but to be fair, sucker rods don't usually come in diameters bigger than 1 inch.
Yeah, true. Axle. Look for axles, Bloobs. And then square it up or keep it round and punch a hole, flat, squish one end and dress it up,
Yeah, there you go, Bloobs. I'll throw a 2.5 inch diameter truck axle in the back of my pickup and drive it up to you and drop it off. Say, here you go. Have fun cutting it.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys are close-ish.
Ish. About 4 hours apart, 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, if you got something, it'd be cool. So yeah.
I was actually being facetious about that. I don't actually even have any truck axles anymore. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, and Yeah, unfortunately, I know Daniel used to have a nice collection of steel, and that got removed, deleted.
What? Yeah, Bloobs. I'm in Midland. Yeah.
You
Well,
just don't have access to the 4148 right now.
well, well, we don't have a. Yeah. There's speak. Okay. Yeah. So we haven't thrown an axle away lately, so I don't have one. That's what I was getting at. I just don't have one because
That's
we haven't had to replace one.
that's what I just said. You don't have access to the 4140 right now.
Right.
Yeah. What
Okay.
alloys
Like.
do axles tend to be?
Oh, you know what? Bloobs. That's right. That is only like 2 hours away. I was thinking of Amarillo.
Alloys or axles tend to be in the 4140, 4150, I believe.
Yeah, and that's pretty close.
Yeah.
The 40, and then I believe the NASCAR axles were 41, 43 or something like that.
But they're in that
Or,
range.
or 40, 40, no, 43, 40. That's what they were. But yeah, they're all 4 series.
They're made to take
4 series
they're made to
carbon
take
steel.
some shock and not crack. You don't want them to bend, and you don't want them to snap. You want it to be rigid and strong. So typically, they make great hammers.
Bloobs, I will. Yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't have one right now, but when I get one, which it's only a matter of time, I'll be sure to let you know, and
Don't
we can work something out.
Don't purposely wreck your truck to get the axles.
Oh no, dude. Oh, you don't even know. Like, no. My axles have to come from Sweden, and so yeah, when I break an axle, because I've got planetary rear ends, and when I break an axle or mess up the planetaries or the bearings or something like that, it typically takes 3 months to get the parts.
You know what? Just go find somebody riding a rice rocket, a crotch rocket, and push them off of it, and just take a angle grinder and tear the bike apart, and just use the metal off of that. That's all it's good for.
Right?
Oh yeah. Stephen Parsons, man, I feel like I'm missing out. I haven't forged this kind of stainless yet. Yeah, it's. I don't know what a good bar stock source for it would be offhand, but I know like 304 stainless, sinks are made out of 304L. So you can take and cut a sink into strips and, use it as like small stock, forge it into.
I don't really know how useful 16th inch thick non-hardenable stainless would be.
Non-forge weldable.
Yeah.
Yeah. But well, for artistic, like if you were to cut a sink into strips, then you got several sizable, different width bands of stainless, thin plate. You use it for accents, decor, etc.
Sure.
Get a strip and coil it around and do like a spring style stainless candle holder, etc. Just creativity, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But bar stock and round stock, though, I really, other than just buying it new off the internet, I don't have any idea where you could just like come across it. I do have, or did have, I may not anymore, I don't know, a what size is that? 1/4 inch or 3/16? Yeah, 3/16. The 3/8. That's what it is. No, it doesn't matter. A spring made out of stainless steel that was for a set of shakers, and I thought, oh, this stuff would be pretty good, and I straightened it out and made a punch out of it, and it wouldn't harden. And I'm like, how in the heck can it be a spring
And not
but
hard.
And not hardened. Yeah, yeah. So, but I thought that was weird that, I took a chunk out of a stainless steel spring and it was a non-hardenable stainless steel. And
Does 304L stainless forge weld easily? I
I don't,
I'm gonna
I do.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this from everything that I've heard, read, or seen with stainless steel forge welding. There, you need to have an oxygen-free environment to forge weld stainless steel. So once you get that, uh, I'm told that forging that while the setup and what you have to do is difficult, the forge welding itself would be relatively standard and easy. So aside from the caveat of generally forge welding stainless steel is difficult, uh, if you take that into account, I would think that it forge welds pretty easily if done correctly, you know. Um,
Yeah, Aaron Dennis just said it's Laws Harup has videos on how to forge weld stainless. Yes, and I have seen those, and they are quite good as far as because he did a whole series on trying to get that
they
stainless
did.
steel San Mai.
Yeah. Hey, Nidavellir. What's up, Ben? So yeah, it's can it be done? I don't have enough experience forge welding stainless steel. Like let me rephrase it. I don't have any experience forge welding stainless steel. So I don't know the difficulties and differences of the different stainless steels. It may be, oh yeah, 305 or 304 forge welds easily. Now you get into blah 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 random numbers. This type of stainless steel, and oh, it doesn't want to, like that's a question for somebody who regularly forge welds with stainless steel. Uh, yeah. And
Right.
Bloobs and
And typically, I mean, and like today we're talking about 304, specifically 304L, but I mean, throwing all of the 304, 304L, and 304H in together, none of that is hardenable. And so, I mean, like really, and honestly, they're quite cold. They're quite soft, and so they wouldn't be good for
well,
doing anything
I think
like like San Mai wise or anything like that.
I think the I think the question, well, for San Mai, that'd be a nice soft back for a blade. But I think the question for forge welding would be more like, okay, if you take a sink and cut it into strips and then clean it, stack it, and make a billet out of it to work something larger, would that be possible? I'm sure it would be. I couldn't begin to tell you how to set that up or how to work that. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's all possible. Excuse me. But yeah, so yeah, I got to remember, forge welding isn't necessarily just for blades.
Right. Well, I mean, but like somebody had mentioned that it's already scrolled up out of the deal here.
You're talking about the
That
stainless steel sand my knives from Burt
no, no,
Forrester.
no. I'm talking about like somebody said something about tigging up a billet all the way around to forge weld it, and
Oh,
that way it's sealed off. Well, I mean, if you're going to do that, why bother with the forge weld if you TIG it? I mean,
yeah.
it's already stuck. Um, unless you're trying to, and I guess unless you're trying to turn, like I don't know, add mass, make something thicker or something
Yeah,
like that. I don't know.
it's like taking strips of a sink or a stainless steel table and stacking it to make a
Bar.
16th inch into a bar stock. You
Right,
know,
right.
my thinking for forge welding it together would be to take a long strip of 16 gauge, folding it over and over and over until I get like a 1 inch by 1 inch bar stock, and then take that forge welded together as one homogeneous piece of 304 stainless and forge something out of that as opposed to buying a 1 inch by 1 inch, like, or forge welding a stainless steel face on a titanium amp. Really talking about exercises in futility here.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah. Apparently there was a party at Bar Run Forges yesterday. I know that John
Yeah,
was there, Mr.
I
Coffee.
saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Of course, I saw the live stream notifications popped up for me, and of course, well, I didn't get them until much later because I was driving back from Oklahoma yesterday for 6 hours,
Oklahoma.
and
How was that?
yeah, all of that happened when I was. It was okay. So,
Now,
yeah, so since my phone goes in, I was using maps and all that, and it goes into driving mode automatically. No notifications will come through when I'm driving, and so when I got here, I got all the notifications of Bar Run Forges live, gathering part one, gathering part two, and I was like, I missed it.
yeah. Yeah, me too. I was working. Uh,
Yeah, Troy, I swear he's got a tracker on me. He only goes live when I'm driving.
yeah. I tell you, not to go off topic of blacksmithing, but man, I mean, I can't wait until,
Drew, you're right. Yep. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I can't wait. I've got some of those stainless steel rings that you gave me. I got some of them. One of them, just one. But yeah, I can't wait until the crypto stuff that I'm involved in really takes off. I can't wait for a nice bull market. I can't wait. It's going to be a couple of years, I'm sure, but to where, you know what, I can kind of quit my day job and be a full-time blacksmith, full-time traveling YouTube blacksmith, where my only time split would be, in my shop or at somebody else's shop, and I don't have to worry about like, oh no, I can't because I gotta work. Adios, bloobs. Yeah, I start bringing up crypto and people start leaving. I hear it is. I hear you. I hear you. I'll shut up.
Yeah. Oh, what was I gonna mention here?
Exactly, Ned. Because I mean, as it is,
Yeah. The rings. Yeah, Drew brought up the rings. Those BOP gaskets. I don't know because it's a 50-50 shot. Sometimes they've got a galvanic coating on them, and sometimes they're stainless steel. Obviously, I don't like the galvanic ones because I got to dip them in muriatic acid or dip them in my ferric chloride first to eat that coating off. But the stainless ones are fun. I'd have so much fun with those. I love it, and for the most part they're free. I go out to move a rig, and over there by the choke manifold, there's two or three of them sitting on the ground. Because they break them apart. And technically speaking, for the bigger oil companies, those things are one-time use, so they don't reuse them. They replace them every time they break a flange joint loose. Some of the shall we say less than top-notch companies, they'll just reuse them as long as they can until they start leaking. So
yeah. I need to play with it more. I just need to play with it more. My trouble is it's like some of the I'll start like hoarding special steels like wrought iron, like stainless steels and stuff like that, and then back in my mind like, oh, this would be great for this or that, or this would be a neat this or that, and then it's like, oh, but I only have so much, I don't want to waste it. I want to wait for a lot of the stuff that I have is set to the side for once I feel that I'm good enough to make something worthy of using a a better steel, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Ah, Steve is still here. Man, I wish I had some time to play with some stainless. Man, you got nothing but time, you lazy hacksmith. I mean,
I
hi,
know.
Steve.
What the hell else could you possibly be doing? I mean, like
Yeah.
you're in there all day long just looking into the fire and a hammer and an anvil. I mean, pick up a piece of stainless and get to work.
I didn't mean to go off on you. Sorry, Steve. I know we're public and we agreed that I wouldn't make fun of you in public, you know, because I know it hurts your feelings and you go sit in a corner and cry. Sorry. I mean,
Now he's not going to talk to us for another month.
right now, this is he pokes his head up like a freaking groundhog. He's like, "Are they still making fun of me?" Yep. All right, another 6 weeks of winter. Pushing 200 orders since January. No, I know you're busy. That's why I'm giving you crap. um, Half-inch rhinestones. Um, um, honestly, snap. I don't even know if my, I may let my P.O. box lapse, because in the past 6 months I have gotten 0 packages. I've gotten 0 of anything. So I may let it lapse and remove it from my channel for now. Although it's on my business cards. It's just $35. Yeah. No, by any means, anybody who wants to send anything, I have the P.O. box on my channel. Send a note explaining what it is and why it is. And yeah. I do want to make stainless steel tongs. I think I have short bars of... Did I say stainless? I meant titanium. Short bars of titanium, you know. But I'd like to make some titanium tongs, a set of them at least at some point. I have to figure out. I think I would need like several 18-inch pieces or so, you know.
Yeah, I looked into that. I was going to make I wanted to make a set of titanium tongs as well, and I mean like just on Amazon and eBay. I mean you can't get anything like longer than maybe 10 inches or 100 or 100 millimeters. 10 centimeters is like the average length of the pieces of titanium, and I'm like, I really need, like 18 inches. And really the only place I can get that is like McMaster Car. And it's like, you look at you look that up on McMaster Car and it's like, yeah, $400 for one piece. And I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, no, like
I'm, I'm,
that's...
I'm, I'm not, I'm not going to build an $800 pair of tongs.
Yeah, Ned, let's put it this way. I would not say no whatsoever. That's what the PO box is there for, is random things. And of course I do 90% of my forging on camera, during my live streams. So it's like I know that Treatle Shed recently sent me 8 13-inch bars of wrought iron, supposed high quality wrought from a greenhouse from the 1700s or something like that. That's on his 1700s from his property. And it's like I want to do something with that, but again, it's like it's I have enough. I just don't know what I want to do with it yet. Save it for a nice project.
Yeah. And see, and I thought about the stainless tongs because I got a lot of those BOP gaskets, or well, they're not actually BOP gaskets because they're only like 6 inch, but they come out of what's called a choke manifold. But they're 5/8. After they're straightened out, they're 5/8 square, right? Which is decent for making a pair of tongs. But I got to thinking about it. I'm like, well, they've been kind of heavy. I mean, I don't know. To me, they just feel like it's a little bit too big. I mean, and that's the stainless that I have. I mean, obviously, if I had some half inch or 3/8, well, 3/8 is probably too small, but some half inch would probably do a little bit better.
Yes, and Trail Dust just reminded me too. I gotta stop by over there and double check everything because yeah, I gotta pay the pay the thing and talk with Mike, and he says, Trail Dust said he sent me something. I have not had time to stop at the post office. So I might have something sitting there.
Steve, I've never even heard of that, to be fair. Have you tried onlinemetals.com from North Country Forge there? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Let me look at it. onlinemetals.com.
You know what? And now I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, just straighten out two rings, forge. And I'm like, now I'm like, now I want to make a pair of stainless tongs. Dang it.
What do you all want me to look up? Stainless. They don't have. There's titanium. Let's go titanium. Select shape. Bar square. Bar round. Select alloy. Don't know what any of those mean. 6A IV or 4V. Grade 2. Let's go grade 2.
You want grade 5?
That's got 6AIV4, 6AIV4 ELI, and grade 2. That's what they have.
Okay, so go with grade 2 then.
Okay. Diameter. Let's be froggy and go with a ½ inch. We'll find ½ inch. Search now. One product. ½ inch round bar. ½ inch round bar says 51.70 each, but how much? Select cut price, cut for a price. All right, 24 inches, 1 foot is 51.77. 24 inches is $99. 3 foot, which would be what you would want to cut it in half and have 2 longer pieces for a pair of tongs, is $125.
That's actually not very bad. I mean, because the piece of titanium that I had and I worked was it was ½ inch, 100 millimeters, and I believe that cost me $37 shipped.
Yeah. This is set at $7.99 ground shipping for cut lengths 36 inches or less, under 50 pounds. Best value is 6 foot at $206. Yeah.
That would make it a $103 a pair.
Yeah.
I mean, just in material. I mean, not counting the 5 hours it's going to take you to hand forge them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, to sell titanium tongs. Yeah, you're looking at like $100 pair of tongs, or a couple $100 pair of tongs.
I guarantee you, if I made a pair of titanium tongs, I would not sell them.
Oh no, by all means. But like, if you were to ... wrought iron, they sell wrought iron. I'm gonna have to
Nid Lear Forge and Woodcraft. Titanium is going to get very difficult to find over the next couple of years. We get it from Russia. We don't get it as much from Russia anymore as we used to. A lot of it comes out of South America now. I do believe the majority of the titanium that we get now comes from, I believe, Peru. Now all of the titanium that's in the SR-71 and in the A-10 all came from Russia, which was bought by the CIA through shell companies. So that titanium came from Russia, and after the into the Cold War, that was a very common export for Russia was titanium ore. So
I'm gonna be honest. This is wrought iron metal art components. It has pre-forged door studs, grape clusters. It's like they ripped them off of old gates and stuff and are selling them. Uh,
Um,
a four.
I want to touch. Go
Sorry.
ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So like wrought iron metal ring is $1.77. A wrought iron spear point hot stamped for a finial point for fencing, $2.07. Like they're selling pieces of wrought iron. That's
Is it actually wrought
it
iron?
says select alloy wrought iron. They got all sorts of stuff. Ballisters, wrought iron, which would be like bar stock for making fencing and gates and stuff, pre-forged into different. Oh wow, Steve, you're a jerk. You can't show me this stuff.
I wanted to touch on real quick. Possum Sausage says the stainless steel 304 stainless sucks to machine. Now I did notice in my pages that I was reading from or whatever, it did say that it is not the easiest metal to machine because the cutting tools have to be sharp. Dull cutting tools causes work hardening very quickly. So yeah, machining it like in a lathe or whatever, yeah, your bits have to be really sharp.
Yeah, Keith, I think I found a honey hole. Unfortunately, I have to say these words, and it's been a while since I've said them. Thank you, Steve. Oh my goodness. But yeah, go check out, you guys go play around on onlinemetals.com. There's some cool stuff there, and it's hashtag not a sponsor, but you know, it looks like something worth looking into to see how their customer support, shipping and all that stuff is. Stephen Parsons, you're welcome. What can I say but you're welcome? Hey, Sister Donut. Monica!
Yeah, sorry, Monica. I meant to say hi earlier, but I got caught up and I kind of forgot.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I was off screen, so I didn't see Possum Sausage pop in. But yeah. I will say this. I will head over to the post office tomorrow and grab what I got. I believe a couple people offered to send me some stuff. If you feel like sending me stuff, let me know. You know, shoot me an email or something and let me know that it's on its way, at least, or if you would like it to be a surprise once it arrives. You know, if you see on your tracking, you know, that it's arrived, tell me, go to the post office or whatever. But I will try to do something special whenever I receive something. So, you know, just to show my appreciation. Adios, James Jones. I know I still owe Thomas Goodamoot a bottle opener. It's sitting there. I forged it out, but I want to reshape it, and I'm trying to find the inspiration to do so. So yeah, for those of you who have offered to send me some, you know, random bits of stuff, you're more than welcome to. Just got to remind me that it's sitting there in the post office.
yeah, Drew Wilson says he's got some pickup axles, and I'm just kind of curious because I haven't seen one in quite not since my dirt track racing days, really, when I was replacing the gears. What's the diameter on those? Because like I'm currently only familiar with our planetary axles and our regular truck axles out of our haul trucks, which tend to be 2-inch and 2.5-inch in diameter, respectively. So pickup axles, what kind of diameter are we looking at there?
Assume around 1.25 inches. Yeah, hooked on Pahonics.
And yeah, and see if it's inch and a quarter. I mean, I use S cams for that diameter because my S cams are like 1045 ish, and
Well, that would
already,
make a good hammer. 1045 makes a great hammer.
Oh yeah. But I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, I've never made a hammer out of a piece of S cam. I don't know. It's because it's only inch and a quarter. So
That still makes. I mean, when you're talking something like a pound and a half hammer, you take 4 inches of inch and a quarter, and you got about after forging out, you got about a pound and a half.
sure.
So I believe it was Bloobs was saying all he's got is the 3 pound Harbor Freight. That's I believe inch and 3/4 bar stock that they used to make that, and of mystery metal. So an inch and a quarter, 4 inch, then a little bit of upsetting if you need to for the like forge out the fullers of the face and then upset that so that the face is a little bit wider, and
Oh, you know what?
then smoosh down for the crossbeam.
I'm wrong. I did make a hammer out of a piece of S cam once just to see if I could do it, and it's what I use for like my light work.
I actually have, and if Hubcap's still here, I apologize that I haven't done anything with it yet. I have several bar stocks of hammer stock, little like 1 foot bars that I have been meaning to make some hammers out of. One of them is a nice little, looks like inch and a quarter, or 1 inch or inch and a quarter octagon that I was going to use to make claw hammers for work. That I ought to get on that. I feel so bad. I feel so bad, guys. I mean, everybody. I feel like I've let people down over the past year. Well, that's kind of goes into what we talked about last week or two. The headspace stuff. It's like, yeah, sometimes I get so caught up in my in my day job or whatever I'm doing, at the moment, that it's like if I forget something or forget to do something that I said I was going to do, it hits me hard. I feel when I do finally remember it, I'm like, oh my God, I feel bad. Oh, Stephen Parsons, come on, man. I don't know if that's a satire statement or if you just never swung a good hammer.
I know. I'm like, okay.
Adios, Monica.
Hi, Monica.
Mr. Dillon, how you doing? But yeah, so with that, yeah, we're caught up on likes, and I think we've kind of heavily covered not just 305 or 304 stainless, but discussed some general tooling tips and stuff. So kind of think it was a good show. What do you guys think? Let me do something fun here. Was this a good show? Question mark. Ask my community. There we go. Poll up there for you guys. Good thing Ben Toons only gets 1 vote. Now take my shirt off. What kind of show is this, Ben?
Wow, chicka, wow, wow.
No, I'm not going to strip the Pink Panther theme song. Of course
Keith
you
over
did.
at Triforce Creations says he's going to post some pictures of the coal forge he's going to build with stainless. I'd like to see that for sure.
Yeah. All right, we're at 90%, 90% or 93% yes. So Ben You suck. 6% of you think that it was a bad show?
See you, Ben Strickland.
Man. Tell me you at least had to grind the faces, Steve. Yeah. So with that, guys, yeah, unequivocally,
Yeah.
a great show. Because Ben doesn't count. Ben's vote counts for 6%. So, I'll end it there. So, any final thoughts and whatnot? I've got hey, I just want to thank every single one of you guys for being here. I want to thank my channel members for helping support the show even when I'm not doing anything. We got, Roy from Christ Center Ironworks. We've got Sully from Transcendental Artist Studios. We've got Robert Lonis from Treacle Shed Forge. And I believe we also have Rob Garman from Granddad's Forge. Hey, what's up? Hi, bye, Billy. How late are me, Dylan? How late am you? Okay. It's almost 11:30. We even went a little farther. Mad Mr. Fox, good show. Thank you. And of course, thanks to all the lurkers out there who, support. So thank you guys all for your support. I will be back online 6 p.m. tonight, forging lizard accoutrement. So snakes and lizards and fun stuff. So just hope you all show up there. Tell your friends, tell your enemies friends, tell your, But yeah, anything from you, Mr. Sully?
Yeah, I'd just like to say today was a pretty decent show. You guys, if you get a chance, get out to your shop this week sometime. Put on your safety glasses and whatever other PPE you might need, and grab a piece of stainless that's just laying around and get it hot and whack on it a little bit and see what you can do with it, because it's fun stuff to work. You can find Yamez over at Island Metal Forge on YouTube and Instagram, I believe. And you can find me at Transcendental Artist Studios on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And you can find Adam at Speargrass Forge on Instagram and YouTube.
He's on
all together.
Yeah. I was gonna say Adam's on OT, so he's really busy at work, so that's why he hasn't been on.
Yeah. Last week was his week, but he had to work. So we'll should see Yamez. We should see Yamez next week. Well, we should also see Adam next week as well, provided he's not swamped at work. So y'all have a great week. Get out your forge and have some fun, because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. You gotta love what you're doing.
You gotta do what you love. All right, guys. Appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. And dreamers of all ages.